Hello everyone, welcome back to the MP Coding Advanced C Programming tutorial series. In the last video, we discussed C structures. We went deep into how structs work in memory, and by the end of that video, we had reached the topic of self-referential structures, or nodes. I mentioned that the next video would complete that example. However, one of you asked me to explain C unions first, and honestly, that is a great suggestion, because unions are something you need to understand before we move into the more advanced examples. So today, we are going to cover C unions from the ground up. Let's get started. You already know what a struct is. Take this point structure, members X and Y. Each get their own memory. Now look at this data union. It has two members, int I and float F. It looks similar to a struct, but something is completely different. Let me explain. In a struct, every member gets its own memory. In a union, all members share the same memory. Look at this struct S. It has two members, int I and float F. Each member gets its own dedicated memory space. So the total size of S is 8 bytes. Now look at union U. It contains exactly the same members, int I and float F. But this time, both members share the same memory space. So the size of union U is only 4 bytes. The rule is simple. A union is only as large as its biggest member. Now let's look at the memory picture. In the struct layout, I and F sit at two separate memory locations, one after the other. In the union layout, both I and F start at the same address, 0x1000. They occupy the exact same memory. This means writing to I overwrites F, writing to F overwrites I. Only one member holds valid data at a time. Now let's do a mini exercise to solidify this. Look at this sensor union. It has two members, raw and calibrated. The data type of raw is uint8, which is an unsigned 8-bit integer. The data type of calibrated is int8, which is a signed 8-bit integer. Both are 1 byte. Here are the questions. First, what is the size of union sensor? Second, what address does raw start at if the union starts at 0x2000? Third, what address does calibrated start at? Pause the video here, try to answer the questions, and then come back. Good. Let's reveal the answers. The size is 1 byte. Both members are 1 byte, so the union size is 1 byte. Raw starts at 0x2000. Calibrated also starts at 0x2000. Now here is the interesting part. If you write 0xFF into raw member, and then read calibrated, you get -1. Why? Because 0xFF as an unsigned 8-bit value is 255, but the exact same bit pattern, interpreted as a signed 8-bit integer, is -1. Same memory, same bits, different interpretation. This is the core idea of a union. Not different data, but different ways of reading the same data. Now let's move to the next exercise. Look at this test union. It has two members. The first member is word, with data type uint32, an unsigned 32-bit integer. The second member is bytes, which is an array of 4 elements, each with data type uint8, an unsigned 8-bit integer. So the total size of the array is also 4 bytes. Here are the questions. First, what is the size of union test? Second, if you write word equals 0x1234567 what is bytes index 0 on a little-endian machine? Third, what is bytes index 3? Now, before you pause, let me quickly explain what little-endian means, because this is important. On a little-endian machine, the least significant byte of a multi-byte value is stored at the lowest memory address. So for the 32-bit value 0x1234567, the byte 0x78, which is the least significant byte, is stored first at the lowest address, then 0x56, then 0x34, and finally 0x12 at the highest address. This is how most modern processors work, including ARM Cortex-M, which is the core used in most embedded microcontrollers. Big-endian architecture is no longer the standard for modern consumer CPUs. However, Big-endian is still very common in data transmission. Networking protocols like TCP/IP, and file formats and data standards such as JPEG, MPEG, etc. I'm not going to go into depth about the little and big-endian systems here. You can search on your own. Pause the video here, try to answer the questions, and then come back. Good. Let's reveal the answers. The size of union test is 4 bytes. The largest member is uint32, which is 4 bytes. The byte array is also 4 bytes total. So the union size is 4 bytes. Now for question 2. After writing this word, memory looks like this. Address 0x1000 holds 0x78. That is bytes index 0. Address 0x1001 holds 0x56. That is bytes index 1. Address 0x1002 holds 0x34. That is bytes index 2. Address 0x1003 holds 0x12. That is bytes index 3. So bytes index 0 is 0x78, and bytes index 3 is 0x12. Now here is the critical insight, and this is one of the most important practical uses of unions in embedded systems. Imagine you receive 4 raw bytes over UART interface. You want to combine them and read them as a single 32-bit integer. Without a union, you would need casting, pointer tricks, or manual bit shifting. With a union, you simply write the bytes in through the array members and read the result out through word. No casting, no pointer arithmetic. The union handles it automatically. This is exactly the kind of pattern you will see in real firmware, protocol parsers, sensor drivers, communication stacks. Keep this in mind, because we will use it end of the tutorial series for our real-world examples. Now let's go deeper into the union size rule. The rule is this. The size of a union equals the size of its largest member, rounded up to the alignment of that largest member. Look at this example union. It has 3 members. Member A with data type uint8, which is 1 byte. Member B with data type uint16, which is 2 bytes. And member C with data type uint32, which is 4 bytes. The largest member is C with 4 bytes. So the size of this union is 4 bytes. Now here are the questions. If union example U starts at address 0x1000. First, what address does A occupy? Second, what address does B occupy? Third, think if you write U.C equals to this word. What is U.A? Fourth, what is U.B? Pause the video here, think carefully, and try to answer all 4 questions before coming back. Good. Let's reveal the answers. All 3 members, A, B, and C, start at the same address, 0x1000. Remember, in a union, every member shares the same starting address. Now, after writing U.C equals to this word, memory on a little-endian machine looks like this. Address 0x1000 holds 0xdd, and this is what U.A reads. So the answers are: first, A is at address 0x1000. Second, B is also at address 0x1000. Third, U.A equals 0xdd. That is the lowest byte, sitting at the lowest address. Fourth, U.B equals 0xccdd. That is the lowest 2 bytes. 0xdd at 0x1000 and 0xcc at 0x1001, combined into a 16-bit value. And this brings us back to the same core idea. You wrote the value through C, a 32-bit member, but you can read back parts of that same memory through A or B as smaller types. Same memory, different interpretations. That is it for today's video. I have added more details and one additional exercise to the README file for extra practice. I will link the GitHub repository in the description below, so make sure to check that out. In the next video, we will continue with self-referential structures, the node. Stay tuned, and I will see you in the next video.